Just a few more days, she whispered one night on the balcony, her voice low but trembling with excitement. He's barely eating now. Once he's gone, I'll call you. John stood quietly behind the study door, listening. Every word cut deeper than any knife could. He went to bed early that night, pretending to feel dizzy. Sarah followed, acting like the caring wife, rubbing his back and humming softly. You'll be okay, love, she whispered. Just rest. John smiled weakly. Thank you, Sarah. You've been wonderful. She kissed his forehead, smiling gently. The same lips that had whispered love while hiding death. That would be her last calm night. The next morning, John faked a collapse. Sarah screamed so loudly the housemaids came running. John, please wake up, she cried, shaking him. His eyes rolled back, and he went completely still. The staff rushed him to the hospital while Sarah followed, pretending to panic. At the hospital, everything went exactly as planned. John's private doctor, who was part of the setup, pronounced him dead due to heart failure. His body was quietly moved to a restricted hospital morgue. No open casket, no visitors, just a sealed report and a grieving widow. Sarah cried at the funeral, dressed in black lace, clutching a white rose in her hand. The tears looked real. Maybe they were, but not for John's death. They were tears of relief, of success. After everyone left, she stood by the grave and whispered, "Finally." Then she smiled and walked away. For 3 days, Sarah pretended to mourn. She posted sad pictures on social media, thanking people for their condolences. She wore black dresses and acted broken whenever staff or reporters came around. But behind closed doors, she was already making calls. She contacted John's lawyer. "Mr. Daniels, I want to discuss the transfer of John's assets. He left everything to me, right?" "Yes, ma'am," he said carefully. "But the process takes time. We'll need a few days to finalize everything." She smirked. "Just make it quick. I'm planning to move to the coast for a while." Mr. Daniels hung up and immediately called John. "She took the bait," he said. John smiled faintly from his safe house. "Good. Let her dig her own grave." 3 days after the funeral, Sarah made her next move. She brought Mike into the mansion. He arrived in a black car, grinning from ear to ear. "Damn, this place is huge," he said, stepping into the marble-floored living room. "You really hit the jackpot, babe." Sarah laughed softly, pouring him a drink. "Well, it's all ours now." Mike looked around, impressed. "I still can't believe he's gone. You actually did it." Sarah took a sip of her wine. "You doubted me?" He grinned. "Never. But you gotta admit, this feels unreal." They toasted to their new life, completely unaware that every word, every move, every kiss was being recorded by hidden cameras John had installed before the fake death. That night, they celebrated with music, champagne, and expensive meals cooked by a temporary chef. They danced through the halls of the mansion, laughing, completely confident that they had won. But the walls had ears. And soon, those ears would speak. Over the next week, Sarah and Mike became bolder. They began discussing how they would sell John's cars, his properties, and even his businesses. "We'll sell half of everything," Sarah said one afternoon while lounging by the pool. "We can live off the rest for the rest of our lives." Mike nodded, stretching lazily. "Don't forget, 80-20 split." Sarah's eyes narrowed. "Excuse me." He chuckled. "That was the deal. You said you'd give me 80%. Her smile faded. "That was before I realized how much this is worth." "You'll get your share, Mike. Don't push it." Mike's grin disappeared. He leaned forward. "Don't play games with me, Sarah. I've got messages that can destroy you if I talk." The tension between them grew. What had started as love and partnership was quickly turning into mistrust and greed. Meanwhile, in the shadows, John watched every second from the police surveillance room. He saw their laughter, their arguments, their drunken kisses. Every word was evidence, not just a betrayal, but of attempted murder. The detective turned to him. "We have everything we need. Are you ready?" John's eyes were cold and steady. "I've been ready since the night she poisoned me." The next morning, while Sarah and Mike were having breakfast in the mansion's golden dining hall, the sound of police sirens filled the air. Mike jumped up. "What the hell is that?" Before Sarah could speak, The front door burst open. Police officers stormed in, shouting, "Hands where we can see them!" Mike panicked, trying to run, but an officer tackled him to the ground. Sarah froze, trembling. "What is this? What's going on?" Then, through the crowd of officers, a figure walked in, calm, tall, dressed in black. Sarah's eyes widened. The glass in her hand slipped and shattered on the floor. Her lips trembled. No, it can't be. John stood there alive. Her knees gave way, and she fell to the ground, staring up at him in disbelief. "You're dead. I saw your funeral." John's voice was cold and steady. "You saw what I wanted you to see." The room went silent. "I gave you everything, Sarah," he said quietly. "You had love, comfort, and loyalty, and you tried to kill me for money." For him. He looked at Mike, who sat handcuffed, his face pale. Tears streamed down Sarah's face. "John, please. I can explain." "Explain what?" John snapped. "How you poison me every morning. How you frame Mark. Or how you plan to give this fool 80% of my life's work." The officers began reading them their rights. Sarah sobbed, reaching out. "John, please forgive me. I made a mistake." John looked at her one last time. His face was emotionless. "You didn't make a mistake, Sarah. You made a choice." As they were let out, he turned to the detective. "Take them away." The police station was quiet that night. The air smelled of rain and metal. The sound of Sarah's cries echoed through the cold corridor as she sat in handcuffs beside Mike. Her once perfect hair was messy, her designer dress stained with tears. The glamour, the charm, the confidence, all gone. Across the room, behind the one-way glass, John watched silently. His face was unreadable. Detective Harris stood beside him, holding a thick file of evidence. "They confessed to everything," Harris said calmly. "The poison, the plan, the transfer of assets, even their argument about the money. We've got them locked down tight." John nodded slowly. His eyes never left Sarah. She looked small now, fragile, a ghost of the woman he once thought he loved. "She'll face at least 20 years, Harris continued. "And the man, Mike, maybe more. Attempted murder, conspiracy, theft, it's all there." John finally turned away. "Good," he said quietly. "I don't want mercy. I just want truth."